going to be a retake on the opposite side of Haven for Global Esports to secure map 1.
Hello guys,
Yeah, all right, let's see. Kellyas and Crystal were the first sort of like duo that Juvenile and I made play together when we first started the team. They were like week 1. These guys were duo queuing, so let's see if they've got the magic.
They do have a lot of util. They've got a bunch of stuff available for Kellyas. They've cleared off the site pretty much completely. So now this is confirmed either garage or long. A tap, making sure that they clear it. Cubby, stun from Hella. He's going to swing out of the back of that. It's going to be a 1v1 now. It's a Cypher against the Breach. The stun is perfect. It's not going to give him anything more. He can at least half defuse it. He's going to take the fight. Kellyas to clutch it out as the IGL secures 13 for GE.
Let's
it
go.
Came down all the way to the wire,
Copyright
but
permission
not
permission
as long as it could be pulled. Regulation was played out completely as Global Esports will secure.
Permissions taken.
Hey, let's go. We'll take our first official map win. It was not the cleanest game I've ever seen, but at the same time, it's still a W, and that means that we're up 1 map, which means that we have the opportunity to kind of close this one out as a clean 2-0. But I don't know. I mean, great game from Rating as well. Like, obviously stand out with the kills on the Neon, but overall, all of those played quite well. Like I said, their proactivity was really nice. They were definitely catching GE sleeping quite a bit. And so I think we have to be ready for that going forward in the series. You know, can't sleep on this team at all.
I think one of the biggest things that you could take away from this game is even that when we looked at the scoreboard, right? You saw, there were G players at the top. Just Wenka, of course, he's on the top. The rest of the G team was actually doing well. But it goes to the fact to show that, the kills for the first, probably first 15 rounds were not as effective for Global Esports, whereas OG were really solidly playing as a team facing that first half. Even in the second, they set up Benka for great duels. He was doing all the blunt work for them, even though he actually had no first blood in this game, which is kind of surprising to me.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
A lot of the work, of course, seems to be done by Techno and DC, the only players who actually got the first blood for their team. But it's actually surprising when you look at the scoreboard, and if you didn't see the actual scoreline of the game, you would actually think that G won this on a more, stronger level. It seems like it will be a 13-7 game, considering they've got 4 players, getting the number of kills that they've gotten.
Yeah, I mean, there were definitely quite a few mistakes from GE. Obviously, winning 16 out of the first duels and only winning 13 rounds is not great as far as the conversion goes. But I mean, it was just a good game back and forth. Lots of sort of like small moments and timings that were taken that pulled the momentum one way or the other. Right? We saw multiple thrifties. We saw a lot of good sort of rounds that were looking like they were going to go one way, and then one player would make a really nice play to pull it back the other way. So yeah, it makes me excited for map 2. I mean, it's going to be probably a similar type of game, right? Because Sunset is a very well-known map at this point. A lot of the comps are very similar. It's going to be another map where you got a default. And proactivity is very, very important to kind of like close the map down and make sure you've got the rotations in the right spot.
Well, we're going to see hopefully a lot more of that on Sunset. We've got it, of course, coming up next. Honestly, even though, Global Esports did win this game and they might have momentum going into the second one, maybe, to kind of pick it up a lot more, give themselves more, leeway to be more proactive. But I seriously do hope that even this game is going to give us a bit more of a fight. We see a war between these two teams because it's been entertaining, right? It's been really entertaining between these two teams. A lot of what OG have been doing has actually challenged Global Esports in a good way to, maybe rectify those things when you guys, check these games afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like the only thing that matters to me and to Juvenile and to the team is winning during the season, right? I know that it's like, yeah, obviously we want to win every match. We want to win these matches.
Yep.
We don't want, I mean, I'm just going to be straight up. We don't want to be the team that came out and picked no Indian players and then lose to an Indian team. That's not a good look for us, right? I can be very honest with you guys. And so we, especially because we trialed Venka, we trialed Techno, right? Like we pick people over them, right, for this team, and so if they beat us, it's not a good look.
Absolutely.
And I can be honest about that, but at the same time, the results of this have zero bearing on what our year is going to be, right?
Absolutely.
And so every game is just an opportunity to learn and get better.
Well, let's have a look and hear from the coach himself. Dewey, what are your thoughts about this game? Please tell us, what do you think?
Yeah, man, it was obviously a close match. You know, first game jitters, stuff like that. But you know, dub's dub, bro. I don't really care how you get the dub as long as you win, bro. Tell you right now, when the record in the season, if we get a win, you know, 2-1, it's 16, 18 every single match. You know, no one's gonna care as long as the record says W.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep.
There were a lot of times though, we noticed that the team, even though they were getting the frags that they were supposed to, they were caught out in positions at times where OG kind of forcefully put them in. Did you expect them to be this proactive, be this aggressive, and kind of push you back?
Yeah, I mean, I told you, I watched their matches beforehand, and I mean, they're obviously good, and they play the right way, they do the right things. Like I'm telling you, just from watching one Icebox, I could tell you that they're an organized team. Like whoever their coach is definitely understands the game, and they understand the game as a whole. But at the end of the day, yeah, man, like we talked about this already pregame. Gen G only beat R&T 13-10. So if we win this 13-11 at the end of the season, we make 2 Masters and a Champions, I'm good, bro. I don't care about the off season 13-11.
Fair enough.
What did you say in that timeout? Because the switch got flipped a little bit after that one. To just play aggressive. Just stop being pussy.
Stop being afraid to be aggressive.
All right. I mean, it kind of worked out, didn't it?
Yeah. We definitely started playing
that last time was nice.
That last time was we called time. They had a timeout, right? So the right before then, I called to do the whatchamacallit play. Our slide play.
We just call it that. That'll be the name of it. Whatchamacallit play.
Yeah, I mean, I told you I'm bad with names, even strat names. They knew what I meant, and they ran it the right way. We did good. Everything worked out perfect. And so, yeah, it was good.
All right. Well, we've got another map coming up, Sunset. Maybe they're going to be playing the Neon once again. I'm not quite sure. I'm just going to have a quick look at, what they have recently played. They've got an interesting comp there as well. I think actually it's a pretty much exact same comp. They're going to be playing the Breach, Neon, Cypher, Omen. So that's the last one they played in the previous tournament. And what do we expect? Are you ready for them to be the same proactive OG self, or are you guys going to try to push them back the same way?
Well, first off, I don't trust anything you say anymore because you told me they play Fnatic comp, and that was not Fnatic comp. No, in all reality, I expect them to play the same meta comp because that's that is the meta. And I think we're going to be playing better this game. Like we started playing better towards the end of that match. They obviously had some nice clutches. We had a couple mistakes still, but I think we'll be playing better on the Sunset. And I think hopefully make the fans happy.
Well, we're waiting for the same as well. It has been a pretty close game so far. Tell me one good thing that you think OG have done that kind of you feel like threw the team off. What was the one good thing that OG did?
I'll tell you right now, Hoax impressed the heck out of me. I thought Hoax was very good. He had a bunch of 2Ks. He seemed like he was hard to trade. He had some good util usage in general. So I think just in general, I mean, the talent is definitely there. I mean, Techno, Hoax, and Venka, I think are all really, really good players. And like they're like I said, their overall play style is what I feel like is quote unquote the correct way to play.
Right.
Tell Crystal, nice clutch.
Yeah, nice clutch.
He saved us. He saved us there, bro. He saved. Not gonna lie, he saved us.
Hopefully, these kind of situations don't pop up too often. We're gonna need one player to stand up and clutch. But Elevate, we spoke about this as well. There was a lot of the rounds were not particularly clean. Because they were caught out in positions where OG were peeking out at the right time to actually find them off guard. Like for example, that round just before when Ju and I called out the timeout, when I think it was Patrick as well as Crystal who were caught off guard on Heaven with Venka taking that double kill. A lot of these times, Patrick also went without checking corners. So what are some things that you saw in this game that you think need to be fixed, apart from, of course, the corner checking?
Definitely. You're elevated.
That's for elevated.
Elevated.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, honestly, listen, I kept saying this during the cast. Patrick, who is he's a noob. He's an absolute noob, and he's gonna have to make a bunch of mistakes and learn from them, and that's just how it is. You know, like we saw some moments of brilliance from him as well. His movement is so crazy on the Neon. He's doing a lot of crazy things for us, and he's fearless no matter what. Sometimes he's too fearless, and he's got to figure out where that line is.
Next match, Coach,
we spoke about this, Juvie, as well, right? You know, when we were having a conversation, you told me that Patrick, you know, he's got that potential, but slight bit of tweaks here and there. Have you got somebody in game, like, you know, kind of who's looking after him? Have you, you know, told somebody like Poppy or Crystal, you know what, you know, just kind of, you know, just stay along with him, you know, be a buddy system for him, or is Patrick allowed to do what he wants and he kind of tell the team?
It's a little bit of Cali sort of directing him, and then in general, like this goes for anybody on any team. Like you follow the blue-haired character, just stay next to the blue-haired character. Where he goes, you go, and that goes for our entire team. And that's how, you know, the scaling, trading, all that stuff needs to work. But yeah, it was not clean play. But at the end of the day, like I said, man, like a dub's a dub. I honestly do not care if it was 13-11 or 13-3. It makes no difference to me.
Fair enough. All right. And now that we're heading on to Sunset, are you confident that you're going to finish this off a 2-0? Or are we going to see Pearl? Do you want to see Pearl?
2-0. I think it's going to 2-0.
All right.
And as I said, I think you'll see a better GE on this map. First map, too. This is the first time we've played together in any kind of official, and even though it's not super duper official, this is the first time any kind of official we've been inside of. And you know, first game jitters is always a normal thing.
Agreed, absolutely. Thank you, Jimmy, so much for joining us. We're going to let you get back to the team. All the best for Sunset.
Bye, guys.
See ya.
Well, Elevated, that was, you know, I would say it was, you know, a difficult game to watch, especially if you were hoping for G to kind of, you know, do wonders here. But hey, like he said, 13-11, 13-1 doesn't matter. It is the first game as well. Literally the first ever time somebody's seeing these 5 players play together, you know, on the big screen, especially, of course, with all the stuff that's happening around them. Sunset, what are your thoughts? Do you expect GE to close it out here?
Yeah, I think we will. We've played a lot of Sunset. It's a map, again, that I think everybody understands how to play at this point. And I think it's a map that, again, kind of comes down to like very similar play patterns to what we just saw in Haven, right? Like it's the A shutdown, and then you've got the anchor on B a lot of the time. The B post plant stuff is definitely worse than it used to be, which is a good thing, but it still kind of exists. And yeah, I mean, it's a map that I've seen a huge amount of impact from Crystal on. I think that Crystal and Patrick, who are going to be my impact players in this map.
Well, we're going to find out, ladies and gentlemen. We're heading into Sunset in just a couple of seconds. The agent select is going to be coming up as we speak, because we're going to see if OG, are they going to stick true to their word as they did before? Because last time they played, hey, in my defense, they've played that, you know, Fnatic comp quite a few times, all right? I didn't know they're going to be throwing a curveball, right? Could be maybe here. Let's find out. Let's head into the agent select. What have OG got in store for us here?
I think it's going to be another mirror match, to be honest. Although maybe we'll see the KO instead of the breach.
They did play the breach in the previous iteration.
Omen, Cypher, okay, Neon.
Then it's our comp. Probably gonna go for the breaches.
So, bhai, OG is using our comp.
Okay. Obviously, Neon's crazy, and breach is good. That is the comp. That is the comp as well. And then Cypher is the best in slot in their particular roles. I think that, again, like most meta comps, there's ways to attack this, but when you have a Neon that's in the current state, I mean, I personally, you know, I like broken things. I think it's fun to play around.
Exact
when you
mirror
got a really strong character, you should just
what do you feel about ISO? Do you feel like ISO is still, you know, kind of viable?
I think we game ta bujhte subi hocche.
You know, just kind of washed into.
আমি অ্যাকচুয়ালি আমি এই কমটা দেখার ইচ্ছা ছিল,
মানে
আমরা যেভাবে খেলেছি আর এরা কেমন ভাবে খেলছে, সেটা একটু দেখার ইচ্ছা ছিল।
So I think the
এরকম
main
ভাবে
thing
খেলবে
is
কারণ কি
that
আমি তো কপি পেস্ট মেরেছি সেন্টিনেলস এর
every
গেমে।
agent is viable in certain situations.
Let's see.
I just think that what you give up by playing an ISO currently is too
New
much
Hello,
for
hello,
most
hello,
maps.
No, new team, fuck.
And it's one of those agents where like
জিলটা
you
পুরোটা new
literally
team.
need to be dropping 30
আজকে
kills.
গলা থেকে আর
Currently,
বেরোচ্ছে না
in the
কেন?
current state of the agent.
এবার এরকম ওভারলে হয়ে রয়েছে কেন?
আরে হঠাৎ করে ঠান্ডা পড়ে গেছে,
কিসের
দেখলে?
overlay?
হঠাৎ করে ঠান্ডা
এই
পড়ে গেছে।
জি
শালা।
ওজি এরকম
ও আচ্ছা এরকম লেখা আছে।
We're heading into
হ্যাঁ?
sunset
এটা
and
লিখে রেখেছে
you just
এরা।
mentioned
এটা
about that
ইয়ে করে
side
দেবে।
change.
বাজে
The
লাগছে।
post plan has become a lot
আরে
more
কোনটা
worse,
কোন
which is a
টিম
good
কে
thing.
অ্যাটাকিং আছে ওটা
Tell me
বোঝা
about
এই begin the
what
game-টা
you
কি?
feel about
Begin
you
the
know,
game
that
কোথায়?
entire
Neon?
team. You know,
G
you've got,
Neon?
you've got
ও
those
আচ্ছা আচ্ছা
boxes,
ওটা
you know,
ইয়ে
set up,
তোর
you know,
কি
which
কি
creates a lot
পাপি
more
নাকি নাম
angles to
ওটা
check
হচ্ছে
when you
ইয়ে
come
ও,
into the
ওই
and stuff like that.
Patrick,
The
Patrick.
plan has
Patrick,
been made a little
Patrick.
bit easier.
আরে,
It's a little more
এ তো
difficult
প্রিমিয়ার
to
স্ট্যাট
get that plan down every time
হ্যাঁ
it
সেটাই
goes over the
বললাম
default.
এই ক্লুদা বলছে এটাই
When it
স্ট্যাট
first came
দেখ
out, when you
দুজনেরই
first saw
সেম
it,
ক্লুদা কি ইয়ে স্ট্যাট লিক করছে নাকি?
think about how it could be, you know, is it more defensive friendly or is it more tactical?
অ্যাসিস্ট্যান্ট কোচ আছে ভাই এদের ক্লুদা
It's definitely defensive friendly, just because the attackers have to.
আমার তো মনে হয়
play
ডিফেন্সে
in a
আমরা
worse
যেটা
spot,
করেছিলাম ওটাই করবে।
and they're incentivized to play more on site. Which
পাঁচ স্ট্যাট কত করে নিচ্ছ?
বিজে দেখো
currently
ডিফেন্সে
is
শোভা
not
এখানে
great
দাঁড়িয়ে
because
আছে
you just get absolutely annihilated
ও
by
ও
utility
চিল করছে, ও
when
ঘোরাঘুরি করছে,
people
কোনো
retake.
পজ তো।
ও আচ্ছা গেম পজ
I think that I mean it's good. I kind of don't like this map, if I'm being honest. Like at first I like this map quite a bit, but now I feel like it's getting a little bit stale and the play patterns are not that
আমার
fun.
কাছে
I think that
bind-এর জন্য
middle is
দুটো
kind of useless a
comp
lot
আছে।
of the time. And I
তাহলে ইয়ে কি বলে গেকোকে খেলছে ডুম
if you see a team constantly splitting through market,
এলএফ
you're
ডিসকানেক্ট
probably
হয়েছিল
এবার হেলেক
That's
ডিসকাউন্ট
basically what I've come to
আমার মনে হয়
realize.
একজনকে একটা রোল দিই না সেটা ফেলে দিই।
ভাই
ওটা
ইয়ে
থাকো।
কি কোন সার্ভার খেলছে এদের এরকম পিং কেন
হংকং, আজের সার্ভারে খেলতে হবে দুটো জায়গায়। ওরা কোরিয়া
আরে বর্ষাতে ওখানে খেলতে খেলতে এখানে চলে এসছো বাবা বাবা
খেলা দেখছি নি বসে
হ্যাঁ
এই ইয়ে বলছে
Do
ডুম
you
বলছে
feel
বানা
like,
আমাদের
you
কম
know,
কম কপি
the
করেছে
current
আরে ভাই
comp that,
কি লাগ
both these teams are playing
আরে
now,
copy
you're
করেনি,
the
ক্লুদা
one
leak
who
করছে।
has a look at the win rate percentage.
হ্যাঁ
Have
ভাই।
you seen any other comp
Pass
beat
ক্লুদা
stats
বলছে
আছে।
যে দিস শিট ওয়ার্কস অন
What would you tweak
মুম্বাই
or
সার্ভার ইন
change
প্রিমিয়ার
in these
ম্যাচেস
five
দিস উইল
agents?
ওয়ার্ক এভরিওয়্যার
Everywhere.
So I haven't looked at win rates since the
Copy
Neon
paste.
buffs, and
আমাদের
that's
round
sort
কিন্তু
of
একটা
like the
strat-এর
big
জন্য যায়নি।
gravitational pull in
না
the
না
other
স্ট্র্যাটেজি
way.
আরে আমরা এসে মানে তবু তো প্রথমবারটাতে
So,
তো
you know,
এত এম
I know there's
এম
other
ডিপ
good
হচ্ছিল
comps,
মানে
like
এমই
you can play
লাগাতে
Raze
পারছিলাম না
map,
সেদিনে
you can play
তুমি যেটা বলছো
Arbor,
সেটাই
এই,
ভালো।
এইগুলো
you can
silicon
play
না?
টায়ার্ড
Astra,
ছিল
um,
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ
you
হ্যাঁ
can play
এই,
Sage,
হ্যাঁ।
like
হাত
we saw
হচ্ছে
people
এগুলো।
do
আমার
some
হাতেও
cool
রয়েছে
stuff
একটা।
on this map.
হাতে রয়েছে?
আমার হাতে একটা
Sunset
আমার
team
আমি
last
কোথা থেকে
year,
নিয়ে
they
চলতো
were
আমি
playing
ক্রিয়েটিন
chaos,
অর্ডার
Sage,
করেছিলাম
and some weird stuff.
ক্রিয়েটিনের ইয়ে থেকে
আর
box থেকে
মেরেছে।
Still work also. But the main thing is that
দুটো
I think Raze is
ক্রিয়েটিন থেকে দুটো
probably the
সিলিকনের
biggest
ব্যাগ
stage she's ever been
বলছে
in.
ডুম বলছে সালা
And
ক্লুটা
Neon
সব
is the
স্ট্যাট
strongest
বেচে
stage
দেয়
she's ever been in.
হ্যাঁ ভাই
Fast
Both
strat
agents are
10,000
very good
আরে
on a map like
তোর
this
কি মনে হয়
where
ক্লুদার এটা
utility
সাইড
can, like,
বিজনেস
take up
স্ট্যাট
every
বানায়
chunk
স্ট্যাট
from
বেচে
Raze
ওই করেই তো
and,
কামাচ্ছে
get value
যে
out of
স্ট্যাট
the
গুলো
money that you
সাকসেসফুলি
throw in.
ওয়ার্ক করে সেগুলো তোর তোদের সাথে
Just for
হেক
fuck- fuck's
Dude,
sake.
there's so
क्या
many
क्लूदा
possibilities in
ऐसी
every map
पैसा
because
कमा
there's so
पा
many
रहा है
pieces
स्ट्रैट
you
वेज
can use. Like I would love to see some team
অনেক।
reward on this map. I'd love to see some chamber
দিনে
on
ডায়েট
this
কোক
map.
পেয়ে যাই
I'd
একটা।
love to see again some Viper.
Diet Coke এর পেটি।
In a while, I feel like Viper's really kind of fallen out of the meta.
না
even
আজকে
though
আমার
she's not
মোটামুটি
bad.
ফাঁকা আছে।
ওটাই তো না
And
আজকেই কেন
you know,
কম
Astra get a
এটা তো
fifth
বুঝতে
star,
হবে
so
সবাইকে।
Astra's got to be good now.
কেন?
Yep.
স্ট্যাট গুলো ঠিকঠাক কাজ করছে কিনা
Me personally,
আজকে
I
যদি
love
ইয়ে
Astra.
তাড়াতাড়ি আসে একবার বলবে আর কে কি
It's a
খেলবে আমাকে
really
এখনো বলো
unique
কনফিউশন
agent.
আছে
It's
একবার
a
ডুম
really,
আজকে কি
বলছে
তুই রাতে
great
থাকবি
skill
তোদের?
set, you know,
এবার
that you
পুরো
need to
রাত্রেই আছি
hone
আমি
yourself around.
আজকে
You need to find
হয়তো
so
ডুম
much. You can do
আমার
so much
মোটামুটি
with
দেখ সাড়ে
Astra.
চারটে
It's
একটা
almost,
মেজর
you know,
মিটিং
like
আছে,
you've got a third
এটা আধা এক
initiator.
ঘন্টা চলবে,
to
তারপরে
play, but
টু
then
কত
all
টাকা
that
বেঁচেছে
top
আমাদের
দাঁড়া
later.
তারপর থেকে
Right now we've got
10,000
the
চালু
best
হলে
of the
বুঝতে
games.
পারবো।
Big guns, ladies and gentlemen.
লাস্ট
It's gonna be
দাঁড়াও
global esports
মিটিং
in
শেষ
the
কিরে
না, না,
কিছু
হ্যাঁ,
কখন
হ্যাঁ,
দেখতে পাচ্ছিস?
হ্যাঁ,
এতে
হ্যাঁ,
ডিফেন্স
হ্যাঁ,
সাইডটা দেখ, এতে ডিফেন্স সাইডটা দেখ,
এতে আর বিতে দেখো কোথা দেখ সোভা কোথা দাঁড়িয়ে আছে দেখো
এতে ডিফেন্স সাইডটা দেখ রে।
To be the point where they want to first give up a bit of contact.
রিভিল কোথায় গেল সোভা গেট বন্ধ করলো শুধু রিভিল দেয়নি
রিভিলটা দিয়েছে।
Shock dart.
বা ও হয়তো
Just
পারেনি
about
ডুবের
touch
মতন
AC,
বলছে,
just
পারবি
about
সাইড
80.
কার্ড।
আরে না কোথাও তো যাবে
But that market push coming
আচ্ছা
in,
মার্কেট
and they're gonna run
ও
straight in.
করেনি করতে ভুলে গেছে
Oh my god.
ভাই কি স্টানটা দিল দেখলে
That's
দাঁড়িয়ে
all right.
টোস্টান ওদের ব্রিচেস
The
টার থেকে আমাকে বেটার
counter
ছিল
stun
এ বাবা
from Helef was
আরে না না আমি বলছি
absolutely maniacal.
জির
It got
ব্রিজটা স্টান দিয়েছে ওখান
everybody,
থেকে
and
স্ট্যাট তো না হয় কপি পেস্ট হবে, প্লেয়ার কপি পেস্ট কি করে হবে?
প্লেয়ার কপি পেস্ট কি হবে?
Like I said,
এটা দেখ ওই ইভেন্টটা দেখ একবার
পর পর
If the
তিনজনের
team is
লাইন
constantly splitting through
এ পিক করে মজা হবে কেএলপিডি হবে দেখে দেখ তিনটে লাইন যাচ্ছে দেখেছিস
জয় মা কালী।
That's what it is. It's a tough. It's like the
Oh,
tiniest
they
strip
can
on
eat it,
the
then.
entire map. and
I thought
they
that.
just use those.
Yeah, Crystal's the only one left. He's
Stunned.
gonna be stunned
That's
as
true
well.
there.
There comes the flank.
এ বাবা
Knife for knife for.
নাইফ
That's all
করতে
they find this
করতে
round.
আসছিল
Global
নাইফটা।
Esports, apart from
না না এই
the
এটা দেখলে কি এই
Dell,
বি
but
সাইডে
that round
এইখান থেকে এইখানে
was
বোধহয় সাব
really
দিয়েছে
well
আমাদের
read from OG.
ব্রিজটা মানে এই
It
জি
was
ব্রিজটা
almost over.
ওখানে তো ছিল বিয়ের ইয়েতে কি বলে ডিফল্টে বসেছিল তো।
Saw G gonna be
किरे
able to
ये
target.
डिफेंसটা देख
Was-
पोजीशन
that stun was ready
कुछ
from
सिमिलर
Aorus.
नहीं लग रहा है।
He got 5 assists in the first round itself.
Man, the good thing that
ये
assists don't
ये
get paid
डिफेंस
for
का ही
is
देखला लग रहा है।
ये कहीं देखला लग रहा है ना? ये देख 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 ओ माय गॉड ये देख ए बाबा
Keen on deleting any sort of A control from Global Esports.
Hey,
but
one way.
Smoke's gonna hold him off as Global Esports
Hey, there,
aim to
there.
actually regain that. The stun
এই যে তুই
গানটা দেখলে
अटैक भी देखला लग रहा है अभी।
একদম একদম
get in towards elbow. He does have only a frenzy, no bucket at this time. Kind of slide into their faces and one tap them. As Venka's gonna hold on to this elbow angle, and he's ready for the
Yeah,
fight.
pre-round he had the Bucky. Pre-round he had the Bucky, but he was
एक
not
copy
gonna have
paste
enough
একটু
to
তো
buy
খাটনি
next
আছে।
time, so. Good discipline actually from Patrick Hu there. Patrick IQ in the server.
Yep. Still jiggling, still fighting. He's not been touched just yet. He's still on 100 HP. Not sure what exactly they're waiting for. Maybe the recon to come in. Yep, Crystal's probably got it ready. There it goes. That's gonna send him in. But Venka stops him right in the track. The stun is perfect as well.
Hey, no.
Leaves us in a bit of a tight spot. The shock dart's doing so much damage. And this triple stack from OG. Really good stuff. G not able to break that off.
চল আমি কাজ পাচ্ছি রাখছি তো ঠিক আছে
ওকে ওকে।
আজকে 5 জন থাকিস কিন্তু আজকে একটু খেলতে হবে 2-3 দিনে গেম
Not gonna be able to pick it up. It's gonna be hell up to secure the round. My God, came a little too close for OG there. Kelly did God's work with that 3K.
Yeah, we call those good damage round. Good damage round for GE.
বাবা লাইটিং লাগে না পুলিশের রেড পড়েছে।
Is how okay? Give me this.
আরে ভাই
There's a
এইটা তোর
percentage right now
এই লাইটিংটা
above
খুব
which. How many players do you need to get in an eco to call it? You know, it's a good round.
মানে এদের
Botting if you don't win it.
হয়তো লাইটিং লাগিয়েই খেলে হয়তো।
I usually feel like 3. I feel like 3 kills.
বলতে আমাদের প্র্যাকটিস করতে গেলে রেড ব্লু লাগবে।
Doing a buy that doesn't have like 5 rifles, and sometimes they can pick it up and it doesn't really matter.
ও
On defense,
ফগটা
usually
দিয়েছে
people
দেখ।
are buying all the way
এটা
up.
ইয়ে
ও ভাই
ভাই উপরে আটকে গেছে
তারে আটকে গেছে।
ওটা ইয়ে
Once
টিপ
again,
ভাঙার
entering
শক
that
ডাকছে জানেন
mid-region as OG kind of crawl in towards A main here.
মানে কেউ
Kinda
থাকলে
Hito
সে
waiting
ড্যামেজও
for
খাবে
them.
ততটা টিপ
He's got his tripwire set up.
তারে আটকে গেছে।
Right before seeing that shot dart come in, he takes out Hell of a bit of unnecessary push here from the initiator. One more spot. Venka's been given a taste of his own medicine, although he does get 1 kill in that altercation. 4 versus 2. They've got one player to fight off on this B side, who is currently sitting in their spawn region. That's going to be Hoax. Only got the Sheriff to play with. It's going to be stunned. And that's the B side taken on by Global Esports.
বি সাইডে স্টানটাও সেম
Yeah, so far a pretty nice clean round. Don't give up any guns here, and I will be very happy as a coach.
Techno does have a
Body
phantom, and
damage
he's
though.
known to be a pretty great player in these kind of situations. Could call him when needed in these dire situations. He could get one. Nope, not going to happen. Kelly is going to deny him any sort of frags. That's going to be the first round for Global Esports. Pretty solid round. Just a 1 death on their part from the B main.
ল্যাগ হচ্ছে ওদের ল্যাগ হচ্ছে না আমার ল্যাগ
Gonna be
হচ্ছে
hit as OG now have their full buy coming in.
হ্যাঁ অনেক সময় টুইচের ইয়ে হয় প্রবলেম হয়।
Yep, Kelly 2 off of ult. Bristol 1 off of ult. Pretty big timing coming up. Benko 1 off of his ult here. Could be a
এই
difference
ট্রিপটা
maker as
দেখেছিস
হুম
ট্রিপটা কত লাগিয়েছে দেখেছিস
This map is
টপ
very,
টপ
very
মিডে
much about ult management. in my
টপ
opinion.
আচ্ছা ওই ট্রিপ
Well, early B control, it seems. DC, he's the only one on that B side. He does have support by Hoax, but Hoax right now more concerned about that mid region. There is a tripwire. They're protecting them. And it seems like OG just want to kind of make sure that the mid region is in their control. They're not going to let G slip in any cracks towards that higher mid region. Yudo crawling into space. That drone's going to clear out anything, but Yudo's not yet been spotted. And that's probably going to give him a bit of space to crawl into, maybe find some space to work with. As GE now taking the spike towards A. Exactly the plan. OG now going on exploring, and Yudo blocked one in the face, and Kelly gets the other. And instantly GE now have gotten a 3v5 man advantage.
It's a nice little default there from GE. Breaks the info tool for Orangutan.
Oh, bhai, fake
information, and then they get punished with some nice shooting from Yudo, and then a good trade.
Same.
Oh, great first kill. Could not follow it up though. Yudo
finding
what matters the most. That's the trade. He's on 30 HP. Lucky to be alive. That shock dart could have taken him out. OG just have a recon to work with here. As Techno is going to crawl in from market. They're going to clear close corner for him just to kind of enter inside. The flash is good. Forces Hoax off his mark. Techno not going to be using his paranoia. Goes for the smoke deployment at that second. Maybe he misfired it at that point. But it's going to be GE's second round. And it's a solid one at that too. The 2 good rounds from GE back to back. Going to give them the confidence they need to just keep on pushing this momentum.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, right now I really like what I'm seeing from GE. They're controlling the tempo of the round, and the discipline that Orangutan had on Haven isn't quite there right now. 2 rounds in a row where they kind of just like walk into contact and give away a free kill.
There. Gotta go.
Defaulting coach, execute coach.
For OG, and we have seen them have a good eco round on Haven. Can they produce a similar one on Sunset? They split up right now. 2 on B, 3 on A. Yes. Only 1 hero vandal available on Hoax as he. That's what they're expecting. But Global Esports right now playing really passive on outside of B. They're just holding on for a push to come in from the B side. But one thing that I have noticed, Hoax, he's putting that shock dart towards that A main side to break the tripwire. He's actually missed it twice in a row.
Probably a good adaptation for Yudo then. I assume he probably had it broken and moved it then. Gotta be careful of ults. That's one thing I am worried about this round. Good contact though.
Yeah, they've gotten pretty deep into the site. That's going to help open up a little bit more. DC playing around in the smoke, hoping somebody crosses in. Not going to be the case. Shock dart's going to give a little bit of chipping damage. Nothing more. As Patrick, he's alone on backside, and he might go exploring here. Venka's pushed in with the ult, but Patrick gets the first big kill there. The trade's perfect. Patrick going for more, gets the 2, but Venka's going to trade it off.
Hey, Neon and Alta can narf
his teammate, but what they don't know is what's going to kill them, and it's Udo's position. The ult is perfect.
What?
Okay, Venka, even though
What
he does
is that?
get it done. Absolute
Cosmetic
craziness.
stun. Come on now.
It's crazy. Hoax is the only one
Tata.
left. OG have to concede this round. But honestly, forcing out a Rolling Thunder, I would say, is actually something good for them because
Guys,
it wasn't
Food7 is watching. Don't forget to like, share, and
ult
subscribe.
from Venka
Proper like for
Kelly has to call out that, you know, Rolling Thunder to be deployed for Udo to actually get in the proper kills they needed to secure this round.
That is true, but now Global has 3 ults and Orangutan has none. So, like I said, ult management gonna play a big role in this game.
ব্যাটলফিল্ডে স্টোরি মোড যে গেমটা আছে ওইখানটা কোনটা মোড একটু দেখিয়ে দিস রাতে
আমি তো জানি না আমি কিনিনি
তুই খেলিস তো বলিস
না না কোথায় খেলি খেলতাম যদি মাল্টিপ্লেয়ারে
Patrick's gone. He's taking a pretty aggressive control, but he's alone here. He's got no support. Done for the moment. Hoax is going to throw down the recon.
Hey, Baba.
Patrick missing a couple of shots. He's going to have to concede it to his teammate. Unfortunately, the lightning does not strike twice, it seems, for him. He needed a 3rd hit there. As he goes back once again. This time, it connects. And it's going to probably secure GE's
Last player
round.
standing.
Crystal on the lurk from mid. He's gonna secure his first and his second of the round as well. 4 from GE, as it seems like now they're running away with the game a little bit in the form of speed. They're just
এরা ইয়ে করছে না
really
কি
confident.
প্রবলেম হচ্ছে বলতে এদের স্ট্যাটটা
Yeah,
ধরে
we're making
ধরে
very good
রাখা
decisions
স্ট্যাট
so
নয়
far.
ঠিক আছে
We're
ওজিদের
definitely
আর এদেরও ধরে রাখা দুজনকে
we're
পুশ করে
controlling
ম্যাপ
the pace of
কন্ট্রোল
the
নিতে
game.
হবে
Like
এরা এই
Haven or anything
ইভেন্টটাতে না কন্ট্রোল
was
নিচ্ছে
the
না
one
তোর
that was really
মিডটাতে কোনো
dictating
ইয়ে
what's
দেখাচ্ছে
going
না
on. They
এখানে
were
কোনো
taking
কন্ট্রোল
up
নিচ্ছে
space
তো
away from
এরা চারদিকে
G
ছড়িয়ে
while
ছড়িয়ে ছড়িয়ে
default
ইনফো নিয়ে
going on.
ওই জন্য
There were
ঢুকে
all
যাচ্ছে
these
সবাই
timing on the flank, stuff like that. On this map so far, GE is controlling every single round basically, aside from that pistol and the anti-eco, but you know, we can throw those ones in the trash.
Yeah, Recon's been pretty good from Crystal round and round. They know that there's some
Hey, that
sort
game
of
map
movement,
controller
but
darkar.
Venka this time, he punishes them by going a little aggressive, gets the first shot, instantly backs away. Lucky to be alive, to be honest. Patrick's gone down pretty heavy as well. And OG now being proactive towards mid. Not keen on closing the door. They're open for any sort of fights that come their way as Udo, look at his position. He's actually crawled in towards elbow. DC expecting this little creep up. Is he going to be ready for the fight though? Nope. He's just going to spot it, runs away.
Cage triggered.
And now this is going to cause confusion for OG. Where exactly is this hit coming?
Cage triggered. It is.
And that confirms it.
Great timing from Udo.
Yeah, the site's clear.
And
One trip
I
prior,
want-
that's going to be... Yep, elevated. You're saying?
I want everybody to remember that Udo has been playing Sentinel for like a month and a half. He's never played
Yeah.
it before.
He's been a duelist for his entire duration in China, and now he's having a role change as well. So he's dribbling into that. Techno breaks the trip, gets a flash down as well. Cannot follow it up as quickly as he would have wanted it to. Crystal
Helef actor
regains
nitte wala
his
dusra ka
vision
Helef.
right before Techno could actually take him out. And that's left Helef alone, and he's going to go down as well. Kelly will secure that as
এরা
GE
চ্যালেঞ্জ কমপ্লিট
flying
করতে
away
জানো রে
with
प्लीज
these
भाई
rounds
वेलकम टू द
right
स्ट्रीम
now.
बोलो थोड़ा प्रोफेशनल गेम को फॉलो अप किया जा रहा है
Yeah, we've got Helif with Breach Alt coming up. So that is one thing to keep an eye on as far as retakes go. Crystal saving the Hunter's Fury at the moment. He's usually good for one or two tags at least, usually a kill. So you got to keep that in mind as well. Right now, the money is just insane for
Spawn
GE,
plus neither.
so it's going to be a tough half for Orangutan, I think.
Yeah. Timeout here
मैंने देखा स्ट्रीम
is
होना है
actually
अभी
really good for
काम wrap
OG.
up
They
कर
need to
रहा
kind of, you know,
अरे अरे चले
kind of restructure how
कोई जल्दी
exactly
नहीं है भाई,
these upcoming
time
rounds are
लेके
going to
आओ।
be played because global esports are kind of
यहाँ पर हमारे
pulling
मजे
them to the
नहीं
ground here,
दूसरे
even
टीम
with
का
the
मजा
lurks or even
चल
if it
रहा है
is
और
with
हम
that
उसको
set play
support कर रहे
of, you know,
हैं
going for the triple B split, taking market
G fighting
and
चल रहा है
spawn
इधर
all
G
together.
fighting
I was a little worried that, you know, leaving Patrick alone in, you know, towards the BCT side, you know, he would have gotten taken out, in my opinion, if at all, you know, OG were, you know, a little bit more passive. But it was good to see that he was able to hold off his own there and did follow up with a kill as well. Now, OG, it seems to be that they are still going to continue with their defaults as G now want to aggress on A. And Patrick, who is probably going to be funneled in towards elbow really quickly. Never mind, he's just going to hold on.
Bad timing.
अरे
Okay, then. Another cosmetic stun display here as Patrick gets a diabolical kill, but it's traded off instantly. So that kind of throws things into a mix. Global Esports, they'll still have control
Vinka
here.
will be
They're just
punished
holding
if
on
he
now,
takes this.
hoping for OG to make another mistake. Push up another player up front, seeing where Wenka is going to be peeking out from because he's been doing that for 2-3 rounds.
Yeah, let's see if Global Esports is counting ultimates
There.
because obviously Helf didn't have it coming into the round, and sometimes getting that kill to trigger the ult access is something that teams won't really pay attention to very closely. So hopefully somebody on G has called that out, and otherwise they might be running into a buzzsaw here at A.
Take flight.
LF, he's going to have that stun to hold him off for a little longer. 30 seconds. We're approaching the clock here. He's in the open to take a fight. Will not win that
30
one.
seconds left.
Kelly S is going to take it off. Venka's been spotted. Now they need to fight him here. Slides across. He's not ready for it. They double swing him. And Yudo, he's careful. He's going out too wide in the open. Loses his life. Crystal will trade it back though. Hoax had to wait for DC there for the fight, but not going to be happening. Once again, OG, there are little cracks that usually come up about when they play these kind of games, which are, you know, turning out to be longer than usual. It's opening up. There are little weaknesses. There are 2v2s when they, you know, end up giving fights that they really don't have to, is kind of coming into display here, and they need to fix that as soon as possible.
Yeah, I mean, definitely GE is sort of winning like the micro decision battle right now. A lot of their plays are tight and like they're not over peaking like we were seeing on Haven a lot. They're not really giving OG a lot of opportunities to like make plays, and sometimes that's the game, right? It's like whoever makes less mistakes right now, GE is not making anything.
Yeah. Once again, they try to do that B main push, maybe, you know, punish them on the back of that recon, find somebody off guard. But G were ready for it. They're going to be taken out.
Caution here.
ये मुश्किल होगा OG के लिए. मतलब attacking में अगर कुछ कर सकते तो कर सकते.
A lot of bullets being spammed here, making sure they check every corner. But Venka is crawling in close. He's confident with that sheriff. Maybe he can get one. But GE don't want nothing to do with the B site. They're going to run away. The tripwire has been broken on mid, so that's going to throw them in a bit of a mix on rotation as well. Yudo's going to keep them busy as he explores A-Link. He's got a tail right behind him. He will get away with the timing here, and DC has to get to minimum to win this round for his team. Not going to be the case. Patrick's going to take him out. That should be the end of this for OG.
Cage triggered.
Yeah, I mean, Yudo is just playing a masterful game right now in Cypher. Like, he played well on Haven, and on this map, he's been incredible in just finding these holds, calling the rotations back. Kelly's making a good read, and like I said, like OG is playing relatively well, but G is not making any mistakes.
Huh?
It's just the pressure he creates. Right?
Ooh.
Okay, well, okay, that was a great shot from Wenka. But yeah, back to Uratan. It's the pressure he creates by just being alive, breaking those tripwires, putting down a cage, and, you know, just making sure that OG feel, okay, you know what, there's somebody on mid, we cannot go there without utility, or somebody peeking out with me. We cannot take the fight one-on-one because he's been that good at making sure that the rotations are scared to go all the way through to the other side.
Yeah, I mean, that's a huge thing, right? Like, I was talking about how mid is kind of useless. It's really good for lurks. It's really good for creating pressure, but it's not so good for the attackers to, like, actually try and hit a site through most of the time. But you still have to control it.
Yeah.
अरे ये
Smoke's gonna go down.
He's revealed.
Try to step away once again.
Huh?
But oh my God, Poppy could have gotten that kill. Unfortunately for him, he could have. The trade-off does come in though. Once again,
वो Altus
being
आधा
taken
TP
out by
नहीं
an
थी.
aftershock. We did see it in the previous map as well. And Venka's already on the flank. He's got a tripwire between him and this flank. Spot comes through. He's still holding on. Should have actually gotten that kill as Crystal actually just went away towards elbow. Now G keen on pushing onto his CT. Venka's coming on the flank. Crystal ready for it. And he will secure this round mostly for his team. That one kill onto Wenka might have just made OG shut down. Follows it up with a double. Little scrappy here and there, but it's still going to be G in the advantage. 2v1. Hoax. Will he expect? No, he will not. Just checks it for the namesake and will not commit to that check.
He chaos भाई.
Patrick to finish it off. 8-2.
I hate making new
Crystal
friends.
disconnect.
I mean, Poppy did a wee bit of trolling there, but good recovery. Obviously, the timing from Venka not quite there because of the trip. Crystal did a nice job coming back and checking on it. Looks like we've got a little bit of a disconnect here.
I'm out of here.
But yeah, I mean, it's not like OG is like playing poorly. They're still, you know, they're trying to find these opportunities, but like the gaps are so small. Like the gaps on Haven were there for them to exploit. They were
PC
pushing down,
Careful there.
finding space, finding these timings, but it seems like the game plan from GE has really tightened up, and you know they're not getting caught in the open with utility in hand. They're not getting sort of like backstabbed right at the last moment. Looks like a PC might have crashed actually, or Crystal kicked the cord. Come on, Crystal.
I mean, he is.
What are you
He is a
doing?
big. He's a big guy, isn't he? I heard he's.
I mean, it's those Muay Thai instincts coming out. He got a little mad and kicked the PC. You know, sometimes that happens. It's built into him, right?
Yeah.
Pre-programmed.
You know, I actually wanted to ask: are there any other? You know, you did mention about Crystal. Are there any other hobbies that are off the grid, kind of for the other players?
I don't know them that well at that level yet, just because we've mostly interacted on Discord, about the game. Haven't had enough time to like hang out with anybody really. So yeah, I think that'll be something for the vlogs. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel, because there will be vlogs where you'll get to figure out, who the players are. Who are these guys that are representing GE?
Yep. You get a lot of insider information, get to know your players better, hopefully across the season. But for now, they are in complete control, and they know exactly what OG are up to. One by one, the small little mistakes that OG are making, or even the proactiveness that they're showing, GE have almost corrected it instantly in the next round, right? When they pushed up B, next round instantly just shut it down. Even on A, when they were trying to take control,
basically,
very next round, they sent in a little bit of passiveness and then took control on contact, found perfect timings to take out the player there. So GE have been capitalizing on information because OG have sometimes been repeating things on multiple rounds, and that's not been going the right way
playing against, I think, all the Indian teams.
I mean,
top Indian
I think
teams,
that
OG,
what you're saying about the
Revenant, all
proactivity
these
is correct. Like
and
OG
they
is
will
still
try
trying to be
get,
proactive,
like,
but GE
they
is
just try to get like
doing a
wire
very
this
good job
time.
responding like actively to that
And
proactivity.
another
And
point
so it's making it
they
really
want to
hard, because
prove,
this
which I
is a
feel,
map and
कि
specifically a
ওদের
comp
যেহেতু টিমে কোনো
where
ইন্ডিয়ান
it's
রোস্টার
very
নেই,
hard
কোনো ইন্ডিয়ান প্লেয়ার
not
নেই,
to
ওদের
play
রোস্টারে
aggressive,
কোনো ইন্ডিয়ান প্লেয়ার নেই,
because the map is pretty
তো
tight.
if
It's pretty
they
small,
are
like, so
losing
you
to an
have to be
Indian team,
proactively doing things
that
all
would
the
be
time.
a
And
big no-no.
if you don't have
So that's the
the
reason.
correct reactions about like when you should be aggressive and when you should play passive, and how to like win that information game, you can really come out looking kind of like
Valorant
outmatched, which is sort of what
official
we're seeing right
championship
now, where
কোনো
GE
ইয়ে নেই,
just like
and
has that
this is the
tempo
first time
game
we are
down really
seeing
well, and
these
OG's kind of
G5
fighting
players
a
like
lot.
Kelly, Crystal, all
Well,
these
we're
players
back in the
playing
game, ladies and
together.
gentlemen. Crystal is back.
They
He
are
has restored
trying
his
some
PC.
execution,
As once
few
again,
comps,
that
few
side
stats,
going
all
to
those things.
okay. OG pushing in from mid here. The counter stun is perfect to hold Wenka off. Aftershock as well. Drone gonna be making sure that it spots him first. And now they're just gonna have to fight this together as a 5. Wenka's not connecting anything, but GE together. Whoa, what a hold off. Once again, just sitting in their spawn, waiting for OG to make their movements. And they're absolutely on point, reading this, ready for everything. And within seconds, they've gone down to a 5-3-2. I like the idea. I like the proactivity. I like what they had in mind. That stun was really good. But GE, the counter utility that they dropped in elevated was really, really well timed and well thought out.
Yeah, this has been actually kind of a masterclass from Kelly. He had a bit of a rough map, like fragging wise. I thought his calling was pretty good overall, but this map, I mean, he's been a wizard so far. Like every single time that OG's trying to get aggressive,
How come we always
how much more passive round.
Yeah. The vision's there, the ideas are there, the execution's just falling a little short of its distance that it needs to be.
I mean,
it is 9-2, and we're heading into probably
by the stats,
10-2 territory. But
if you see by what you can say,
going, GE
the
have got
competitiveness,
great ults
then
as well. One of
it
them
would
is
be always the
probably,
foreign player, because when we are seeing foreign players, that includes entire region except India,
Let's
right?
see, they're now looking to probably execute it themselves.
There is no denying it.
Deep Recon gonna set up
Hard work,
Patrick on towards
that's true.
tiles.
But the thing is, if we see by that entire,
alive, but Wenka,
like,
he's gotten in close.
क्या बोलते हैं
Not spotted him just yet. He's only
पूरा
moving off
region wise
angle.
देखेंगे. OG
Now
Indian
he
team
gets
is
one, but he's alone. I'm not sure why Hoax didn't choose to peek with him there.
I know
तो
exactly.
उन लोगों
Trade
का
potential was
जो
almost
exposure है,
zero.
so
Hoax is
suppose
kind of
in
the
India we
backline.
have 3 to 4 best Indian
I'm
teams,
ready to take him on.
but in foreign we have
that's
at
giving
least
GE
10 to 12 or
ample amount of
15 best teams.
information.
Like if we consider all the regions together,
You know,
so
take a
when
little
they are
neon
playing
gif
in
this
their
round. I'm a GE
like
fan,
invite-only matches from
which I happen
Valorant,
to
Riot
be,
Games,
so.
their VCT, all
Again,
those
I mean,
things,
the
when
rotation
they
is
are able to compete
nicely
with
called
all
by
these
Kelly
players
here.
and they are having
They're going to go hit the
screens,
site that has one
so
player who has no ability to stop them.
comparatively they are against better
Just need
competition,
to
and when you are
clean
against better
execute this
competition,
for
you
a
will
very,
also
very
improve a lot.
solid and dominant half.
So from that point of view, so as of now, Indian teams is basically
You're gonna not expect
क्या बोलते हैं?
excuse me, I was gonna say Kelly, Patrick to be up this close.
30
OG coming on the
seconds left.
flank now, and that's been spotted by Yudotan. He's seen everything.
They want a
He
forward
have
bank,
information
would
about
have
everything right
taken.
now.
They
As
are yet
Patrick's
to
been sent on a
explore
mission
that
towards
low.
CT.
much exposure in international
Exhaust
play.
his,
Eventually,
ultimate.
we'll
He
get
does
there.
Get a chunk of damage.
But still, we
headshot
have
with that, but not gonna give out any more.
longer to
You know, information.
By the way,
OG.
Sabai,
Good
welcome.
discipline here to
You
get
are
back
a
on
member now.
time.
So yesterday, I
As
think
this retake from OG could mean
Rudy the
everything
gifted
for the
you.
next half. They're gonna get two
Welcome,
here.
welcome to Reach
Could be
Viewers
everything.
Club.
Poppy gets the trade. Yes, he will. Time is of the essence for
Player
OG.
standing.
It's gonna be Poppy to clutch it out. Does he get the one? He gets the first. The second.
Are
Gonna connect. And the third's gonna
Ah,
be there as well.
no.
But does he have the round? No, he does not.
Yeah, I think. Oh, no.
Indian
he
players
does.
keep playing aimlessly. Most countries invest time in
Yeah.
angle clearing,
Almost a
tracking,
almost a poppy round right there. But
preparing angles
9-3,
in
it's all
angular
half for
maps,
GE.
custom Indians.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, that's true.
you hate to say it as a caster because it's cliche, but huge pistol coming up for orangutan.
Indeed. If they win this, well,
No, what I
we've
feel
seen
that
it happen
in India
before.
also,
This
Indian
team in
players should
particular
also
more than
play
anybody
more
else.
screams.
Global esports has
And
been on
you know
both
what,
ends
we
of the
need to
9-3 curse.
conduct
But yeah, we'll find
more
out if
of
that's going to be
a
holding true here.
IPL structure
That
gameplay.
OG really need to win
What
this pistol.
IPL structure gameplay? Because
It seems
in
like
IPL
they're
what we used to do, like we
exploiting that
invite foreign
towards that
players to
ace site. For the
I mean,
moment, they've
although
got
they will
three
be
players and the
competing in
spike right
Indian
there. They've
teams, but they will be competing and they will get to know other
Left the
game
Sova
styles and
outside
as
of B.
well.
I think he's just
So
gonna
we need to
maybe
implement the same thing in
give them
Valorant.
informational play. Yeah, the recon's been
We don't
exchanged towards
streams
B side.
regularly
Crystal
other
threw one
region
as well.
streams, and this is the only
As
reason I
GE
think
now going to go a bit
Vinka
aggressive
DM
towards
chara
mid.
karo aim a crack moton line. No, DM is also. I mean,
Mid
one time
re-clear,
DM
controlling this
was
area,
very good. I
should
mean,
be able to suss
DM
out
was
that TVB
dominating
may
the
hit
scene.
here pretty soon.
But right now, DM started playing passively, so I'm not sure
And it's
how
just going to
much
be a retake.
things. So this aim and all those things.
They've actually retreated
basically
towards
depends on
the B side. They're going for a block.
how much you
They've
practice
allowed
every
here.
day, how much.
But OG have got
I mean,
control
how much
completely. They've got
you
the
have
side
to
as well.
use
There's still
your
a
aim.
retake
Okay.
camera available on
How
site.
much
That's gonna
1v1
be
you are
huge
taking.
from
So
Yudotan to give them
if you're playing
information. And there it
passively,
is. I think
the
he spotted
1v1
out the
chances
two
are
for
low
Squad.
because you
There's
will
a
be
trade one for one,
you
but
will
it's
be
still
mostly
Esports.
picking with
Who got the
abilities
advantage?
and
Another stun. Techno. He's
shit.
out in the open, but he's still alive somehow. The court coming in gets the one kill. Big from him. Global Esports need to flood in.
It
It's
is
gonna be
winnable.
Patrick taking the first contact, but Yudo, he's hoping DC peeks out. He knows he's low. He just needs one triple tap. Yep, he's gonna get the one. Hopes is low as well. He gets the second and third.
Let's
It's
go,
all
boy.
confirmed. One by one, the damage is gonna go down, trickle all the way to
It's a
0.
basic game.
As
Play
Global
Ranji
Esports
Trophy
is
to get
patient,
qualified
and
and
that
better
last little second there for Yudo to make sure that
And
the A
better
game is
games with
controlled,
Indian national
gave them
cricket
the
team.
site and of course the round as well.
True.
Yeah, just really nice control, like you said.
That's true, like,
by GE.
You need to have
That's
that
one of the
exposure. You
situations
need
where
to
if you
know
lose
where
like
your
yourself,
skill
you
is
give away one
lacking.
kill,
Because
you
if you are
absolutely
only
lose the
competing
pistol
your
and retake.
against your Indian team,
Because like that initial trade of utility was really good
then
from
it
OG.
will
They
not help
totally
you to
stopped the
improve.
retake initially.
This is why
But,
Venkat should go out and
GE
then
played
really
that
has the
super,
potential.
super
Now
patiently.
that's
Didn't
again
kinda get pressured
that
by
is
the
what
spike
even
timer, and was able
Rusindra
to kinda
sir
pick
once
apart
said
the
in
weaker players on
one of
OG.
his interviews. Saying that we are saying that okay, this Indian player is good, this Indian player, that Indian player is good. Then why we are not doing exports? Why we are only doing imports? So suppose Venka is very much good. I mean, I'm not sure whether he got any
spotted one,
like
spotted two. The stun's there. He's stuck by the trip, and that's gonna be Crystal securing that kill.
like
Little too
whether any
ambitious
contract,
there,
I mean,
Venka.
opportunity he got or
Gets
not.
punished
But
for it.
mostly we don't
And
see
now
any
the
Indian players going
backstab
out
is
for
open.
other teams.
Started moving in.
But
Doesn't
we
seem
can
like
see
it's
the, like
necessary.
this
Crystal's gonna find
South Korean player playing for
multiple people there.
EMEA
Ella
region.
fighter
All these
calls
things
sight,
are
but
happening.
he's not
But
gonna be ready for any fights.
things
Hope's
generally
on
don't
left,
work
he's gonna
out
go
for
down as
Indian
well.
players.
And the two players
So
who
that
started
means
to
we
hold
still
off
have
on
long
game
way to
finish
go.
off this round at the end as well. 11-3.
Usually this
And it
I know
seems
Venka
like
is
we
good.
might
I
be
know
heading
DM
into
is
the end
good.
of this game
Even
here.
we tried with
Yeah, I mean, it's been a good
SK
matchup
because his operator, his hopping skill is very good. I mean, everybody
He'll
appreciated in international stage
spread
as well.
across the entire
But end of the day,
definitely
every
doing a
Indian
much
player
better
is
job
playing
shutting down
in the
Smoke
Indian
map
team.
than they did on-
They are
on
not
Haze
playing
when we kinda
outside
ran
of
wild.
India.
This goes here.
So there might be some reason for it. Right?
OG.
Let's see. Yeah.
In a dire need for a round here, and this is their first buy, and they need to win this if they
Like
want
the
to stop
stream,
shedding.
like
Aggressive and quick motions from
this one
GE
was-
towards
Arey,
A
arey,
main
arey,
and mid
hello,
as well.
what is the
They
follow-up?
set up their players, but Techno is going to make sure that his team stays on top in terms of numbers. Takes 2 for the one that GE found, and not backing out just yet, Crystal. Picked up the Vandal. Gonna spam through that smoke, making sure
this
nobody's
is a
closing.
bonus
Gets a
round,
free
okay,
kill,
got
not gonna be happening. But OG re-clearing this angle. They're gonna go in as a 4, and they're gonna find another.
Crystal got a little greedy there, but the timing from OG very nice, refilling that space right as GE was leaving it. We'll see if we can hit the 3 or 4 gun. Take it away.
Last player standing.
Probably not.
That drone was so accurate.
OG
Even
do
that
secure their buy round
reveal was
bare
accurate.
minimum, and it was a really required one as well. If they
In
hadn't
a
gotten
class,
that, it
you
would
can
been
have one
GG's game
topper.
over. I thought, you know, G had a good idea there. The
No, no.
flash was great, you know, setting up Patrick on top
Definitely.
as well. But once again, it's again Helef with that stun, right? He stops off the most important incision point, that's Patrick. And he's the first one they find as to make sure, no matter who we find as a trade, it's going to be the Neon who we have to kill first. Because if he's taken out, the rest of the team kind of slows down.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Breach is good on this map for a reason. Because
Let's
the names are
go.
perfect for the
Punish
stun.
with them. Let's go. Got
That's
one.
perfect. Crystal getting absolutely a free
ult's
murder,
not
and he
ready.
gets away with it as well. The number of stuns across that A main allows him to make full use of that Hunter's Fury. And Yudo knows that there's one towards mid as well. I'm pretty sure. As soon as this script's going to be broken. Yep, there it is. I think that's going to flash out, slide out. And they're heading in towards A. No, they're just kind of holding on for the moment. Kelly calls out for his team. He's saying that they could be anywhere in spawn. You guys need to check your extremities. But the motion that's actually called out from OG is the fact that G pushed up A main. And Yudo's holding the most
Knife.
amazing position. Holding on, waiting for the trigger discipline, but it doesn't seem like he's going to need it for any longer. Great stuff there. Venka, the only one who finds the kill from OG this round, is going to have to get away as well. 12 to 4, and this might just be the end of the first series of
Who can
this
stand out?
Faceoff
Yeah,
Global Esports
but the
event.
thing is,
Yeah,
it
a
is,
little
like
pretty
pretty much
too
evident in
confident
every
that
case that
Silver's not
one
gonna turn around there from
will
Yudo
not be the
for
same
my
one.
taste.
So if you see
Yeah, I
the
swear.
Keep him on
I-
my
if you
see the
screen
challenger,
To be fair, you know, my
really
eyebrows just
the
went
one
straight
winner.
up. I'm like,
So let's start
okay, then
with
we're doing
this
this already.
Sentinel. I am a
And then,
very big
alright,
Sentinel
yeah.
supporter.
Kinda hold.
Sentinel has been qualifying master for twice, but never won a
But yeah,
challenger.
one more chance.
Fnatic
for
won challenger
OG.
once. Loud was a very good
Come
team,
back
but
here.
did not win
Oh, that's a
challenger.
good start.
Ascent was a very good team. He won one major, but
Ooh, okay, Crystal. The
like,
double there was
now
massive
Gen
from
Z
him. And
won
Patrick, a little too out of the open, I feel, gave himself up there. It's a
so basically
2v2,
there
but
is
it's
no
a
particular
Cypher
one team
and
what
Breeze
you
duo.
can say dominating the
Yudo's got
scene.
the
If that
perfect
is
position to find one. There goes the Newell Depth. Just needs to get away. Doesn't even need to fight that anymore.
If you
They've
commentate
got
on
the
it, on
spike in
Watch
their
Tower.
hand as
Okay,
well.
okay.
It's on A main. All they need is for DC to
Watch
make
the
his
bottom,
moves,
me.
make his mistakes. Where does he plan to go? He's got a minute to play with. He could make the play all the way from mid and kind of flank him, and that's already been marked as well.
ভাই এটা বাড়ানো
Ready
কখনো
for
কিছুই যাচ্ছে
everything.
না
They've kind of just
আমি এদের
submitted
ভয়েসটাই
themselves
কমিয়ে
towards
দিই
A main
এটাই
for
ভালো
the
হবে
G players, and DC
So
is
basically
heading
that's
in
the
same
thing.
direction that had just been marked, I believe, from Kelly.
Yeah, Yudo's got the read on this. I mean, he's kind of shown this map why we picked him up. Like he was just too good in the trials not to have on our team, even though it meant switching over to another
30
role
seconds left.
to make room for Patrick who on Duelist. I mean, he's just such an intelligent player as I see him get timing here, but I mean he really is just making a lot of good.
Oh,
Huh?
no. Never mind. He gave him too much time. DC gave him too much time to just kind of think, okay, you know what, maybe he might just be on something. We're just going to have a quick
চলো
peek-see, and that's going to
ওইটা
be
তুই
it.
নাইফ করতিস
ডিসি
Oh,
দামেলে নাই
Esports as they finished
ডিসি
13
জিতলে
to
500 ডিসি
4
জিতলে 500
on map 2, and Sunset
যেই বললাম
pretty
জি জি
clearly
কার্স ইজ
showing
রিয়েল
why you guys picked it.
ও আচ্ছা আচ্ছা
You know,
বুঝলাম
honestly, great map from them.
DC
just
জিতলে
a really
মাস
clean performance overall.
versus
We
Raze.
didn't get to see a ton
In
of
India, you won't
defensive
find a
side
gamer
from
who's
GE,
really
but
good to get into
I
the
think it would have
league
been
or
sort
these
of more of
gamers
the
like this.
same.
They are
Like
more
basically every time they
fame,
actually tried
money,
something,
one
GE had the perfect counter for it.
absolutely true, my friend.
You know,
But
especially
I know
on the
there are few
attack
people
side, just like reading
who
Kelly,
believe
Kelly's read of the game was really
I
excellent there. It's just like
know
every
few
time
people,
that OG was getting
I mean,
aggressive,
not from
GE was
personally,
like
but
really far
through
back
their
in spawn,
interviews
ready
and
for
all.
it. We were looking at the ults, we were looking at
There are few
the
people
money situation,
who don't
expecting
believe in money
the
or
play
fame because
patterns
they
from
are not
OG, and
popular
then
as well.
it
Maybe
kind of
that's the
helps. We're
reason. So,
playing the same combo. Like we
yeah.
understand exactly how
You
this
will
map
be
works.
saying that I don't
And so
need money or
we kind of
money
had a bit
cannot
of a
buy
sword
happiness.
there with
Either
them.
you are poor, super poor, or either you are super rich. If you are in
These
somewhere
ones,
in between, you won't be
really
saying that
great
thing.
pickup. Like I said,
So
from the
similarly
last
here,
map, they're
like
gonna just kind of ride on that
if you say,
momentum. And as
I know
Jimmy
few
mentioned as
people
well, right? A
who
win's
are
a
not
win,
into
and
fame,
he's
who are
just
not
gonna
into
keep
money.
reminding his players
They are
that
playing
it
really
doesn't
good,
matter if you've
but
lost it 13 level. We're gonna
people
talk
are
about
yet
all
to
the mistakes
recognize those
later on.
players.
We can fix
So let's
it
see.
in
Let's see.
the post
But
game,
that's
but
true.
we
Like
need to focus on what's ahead of you. And
we
they did,
can see
honestly,
that
once
many
again,
rotation
it
change. I mean,
was
that many
Crystal, and he had
like
so
changes in the
much impact
rosters
on this game apart
because
from Yudotan.
if somebody is
Yudotan's
playing
lurks
good
on
in
that
one
attack
team,
side,
the other
absolutely
team will just approach
perfect,
that
right?
player.
He
Okay,
was
well, they say,
really on
I'll
point
give you this
at
much
making
money.
sure
Come
that
to
the
our team.
pressure was
And that
constantly put
entire
on
roster
OG's
gets
shoulders.
broken for one team, and
And
another
every
team
single time
they
Kelly
had to
called that,
forcefully
you know what, OG
enter
had
that
done
person
this before,
because
we're gonna hold
just
on here,
because
we're gonna
that
repeat this.
manager
They
bought
made
him
mistakes again
that
and again.
player,
OG
and
went
they
out
had to
solo, went
again
out in places where their utility could have been years, did
start
not
from the
fully put
scratch,
down their foot in
bring
places
that
where they could have
synergy
won
up
their
into the
fights.
team, and all those
And
things needs to be happening.
Kelly was in the
Either
best
they are happy to
position
have
to
easy
read
followers in
those
the billions
out
of
and just, you know,
population.
make sure
That's
that
why
his
every
team
foreign YouTuber
knows
knows the
what they're
easy.
doing. He plays on the back of his util. And Patrick,
True,
once
true.
again, I feel like he could have, you know, probably had a little bit more impact, but hey, he did his job really well. That was creating space, and I'm glad about that. I'm happy that, you know, he was able to make the space needed for the team.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the things, right? Like obviously we've been kind of like hyping up Patrick who
এদেরকে
is
বার
this
করে
guy,
দেওয়া
like,
উচিত।
why is this guy
Guys,
getting picked
guys
up?
are washed out.
You've seen all of his
কাকে
clips and
কাকে
stuff like
কাকে
that, but
এই যে
he
ওই
does
যে
that
হেলে
because it's his
ভেঙ্কা
team
ভেঙ্কা
game,
না
and
ভেঙ্কা তো
you
ইয়া
do your
এলএফকে তো
job.
বার করা উচিত ভাই
And he does that job extremely well for us. Like we just won
হয়ে গেছে ভাই এদের টাইম কতদিন খেলবে আর
with
Yep.
you know somebody that is maybe billed as like the X factor for the
তুমি
team,
এটা দেখলে
barely having a positive
এটা
CP, right?
এদের
So what does that say?
কমটা
It
দেখলে
means that
কি
we're doing a
দুটো
lot of other
টিমেরই
things very, very well.
হ্যাঁ
And
আমাদের
I
মতন না
mean, trust me, when he's on,
সবাই বলছে চ্যাটে বলছে ক্লু তো এইভাবে স্ট্র্যাট
he'll be at
বেচলে
the top
কিভাবে
of the
চলবে
scoreboard 100% of the time. But you know, it's okay for him to not have a perfect day all the time because there's a lot
আরে
of good shooters on the
ফসল
street.
এটা কি ভুল করলো বলো তো
saw
ওজি
there's a lot of
এন্ড
people who
কোথায়
play this
ইয়ে
team, and it's
ঠিক
very
করলো জি
competitive.
যেটা হচ্ছে যে
Everybody has to be able to
they
shoot at tier
both
level.
took the
And I
same
think that
comp
we've got 5 people who
and
can
that
do
comp was
We
meant
saw
to
the
play
clips on
aggressively
even
but
from Crystal, we
ওজি
saw
কি
it
করলো
from Poppy,
প্রথম থেকেই ডিফেন্ড
we
করতে
saw it
আরম্ভ
from
করলো মানে
Kelly,
ওইটা কোনো
and
ম্যাপ
when
কন্ট্রোল
you've got
নেয়নি
good
কোনো ইয়ে
utility
নেয়নি
being thrown to
দ্যাটস দ্য
help
রিজন
out
দে লস্ট সো মেনি রাউন্ডস
players
ইন
do their
ডিফেন্স
job, and then
ঠিক
obviously
আছে আর
as
জি
time
সেটা
goes on,
একেবারে
games
অপোজিট
have
করলো ওরা
really
যখন
lost
যেহেতু
really
ওরা নাইন
good
থ্রিতে
matches,
এগিয়ে ছিল
and they're pulling a lot
once
of
they got the
attention
pistol round
in
they started
while
pushing
other
every
players are
single
Exactly.
মানে
You know, it's
aim
that
and beam and so
কমটাই এরকম ওটা করতেই হবে তোকে ইউ হ্যাভ টু
সেটাই হচ্ছে ব্যাপার যে এরা এখানে কি করলো বুঝলাম না দুজনে এত অ্যাগ্রেসিভ মানে এত সুন্দর একটা কম্প নিল যে উই ক্যান সি এভরি এজেন্ট ডিপ বেসিক্যালি বাট এন্ড অফ দ্য ডে জাস্ট একটা ব্লান্ট ম্যাচ গেল এটা
But the fact that GE were putting so much pressure, especially on that A site, him just breaking that tripwire on mid.
ক্লুদা বলছে এই যে ওদের সাইফারটা ছিল লাস্টে বেরিয়েছিল বলছে জিতলে 500 দেবো তারপরে সঙ্গে সঙ্গে মরে গেল
He could be anywhere. He could have crawled in. He could have gotten anywhere. So
কি
yeah, great
ভাই
stuff from
কি
the team
খবর
overall on the second map.
কি
We got
ভাই
5 more games coming up in the next 5
4
days.
ঘন্টা ধরে
literally.
মিটিং
A
এ
lot of
বসলে
opponents coming
ওরা
in
মুখ
and
ব্যথা হয়ে
lots of
গেছে
power
বকে
to be
বকে
watched, of course. And global
এখনো
esports,
চলছে
hopefully every
আরে
single
তুই
game
বল
just
যে
keep
দ্যাট
getting
ওয়াজ
better,
অল
man.
ফ্রম
That's all
মাই
we're
এন্ড
hoping for.
লগিং
Yeah,
অফ
I
ফর
think,
লাইফ
ওটা
if I'm not
ডিপ্লয়
mistaken,
হচ্ছে
we're
বাড়া
gonna be able
অল্প
to talk to
মাইয়েন
Yudo here
যদি
for a little bit.
Yep.
I think.
এখনো লোড
So
হয়ে যাচ্ছে জানিস
Yeah.
we get to hear from the man.
Yes, of course. The man
ম্যাট্রিক্সের
has
বার্থডে
been
নাই
the
হ্যাঁ
sneaky little impact
বড়
man for
ম্যাট্রিক্স
this team so far.
বড়
Yudo's
না
gonna be
ছোট
coming
না
on.
ছোট
You guys
ছোট
Stay here.
ও
Here we
আচ্ছা
go.
বড়র নাম নীলাঞ্জন
Welcome,
না স্যার
Yuratan.
নীলাঞ্জন দেবাঞ্জন নীল দিল
Hello, Yuratan. How are you
우도톤.
doing?
দিবে দিবে মিলিবে মেলাবে
아,
우도톤.
기분 어떠시냐고 물어봤는데.
উডো 10 সরি উডো 10
ভাই উডোটা উদো ভাই তো ভাই ইয়ে বোঝে না ভাই ইংলিশ বোঝে না তাহলে
We can't hear you, bro.
ট্রান্সলেটর
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello. How are you doing? How are you doing?
Yeah.
ভাই
What's
জির
up,
আগেরও
King?
যা
How you
টিম
feeling
ছিল ওরা
today?
আরামসে ইন্ডিয়ান লাইনআপকে ডমিনেট করতো আমি দেখবো যেটা দাঁড়া
Feel
পরে
good.
কথা বলছি
Yeah, feel good today. Yeah,
Feel good, play good, right?
yeah.
Well, I have a question for you. Tell me, how was this second game for you? How do you feel while playing the game? How was the game?
It's kind of easy for me because our
Kind of
team
easy for me.
doing very well. So I just doing my job.
This was custody
Right.
Aditya
I mean,
Kumar.
you were
हाँ
really good on that cipher on attack. Can you tell me what changed from map 1 to map 2? What was the big difference?
प्रिंस भाई आप ये
You guys
देखें
had
इनका एक्सेंट
13-11
अच्छा है ना
and now 13-4.
मैं वही
What was
बोल
the
रहा
big
था
difference in map 1, map 2?
I think it's I don't know. I feel like it's same confident. It's my IGL
हाँ
just
एक्सेंट से
doing
हाँ
great job.
Well,
Were
indeed.
you nervous at all, Yudo, joining game one? Do you have
Yeah.
any nerves?
Yeah, kind of nervous.
I mean, respect. That's how it is.
I mean, to be fair, Udo, you did play Ascension in China, right? You played there, and that was a very different. How different is China from APAC? You've played here. How different is it right now from China to where you are playing right now?
Wait, I need translate maybe. 중국에서 했던 거랑 지금 하는 거랑 다른 점이 뭐냐고 물어봤는데.
중국에서 했던 거랑 지금 하는 거랑 다른 게 뭐냐고 어떻게 답변하고 싶어?
중국은
लेकिन बंदा फेक एक्सेंट नहीं चिप कर रहा आज लड़के लड़के तो नेचुरल है हाँ हाँ हाँ
모두가 다 정해진 체계적으로 움직이는 것 같다고.
알겠습니다.
correct
Alright,
correct.
so in China, like the most of the teams in China, they usually do very aggressive, but as of now, we're playing in sort of principle. We're following some sort of principle right now, so he thinks it's better in this way.
Cool. Can I ask you one more question?
하나 더
Yeah.
물어봐도 되냐고 하네요. Alright, he said yes, yes.
Okay. My question for Yudo is
Hey
obviously
Arjit,
he
अरे
lost
भाई
to
भाई
Crystal
Arjit
in
hello hello
Ascension. So how's it to have
what
Crystal
happened
on
भाई
his team? And how's it feel to carry Crystal on map number 1?
그 어센션에서 그 크리스탈이 있는 팀한테 졌는데, 네, 이제 오늘 첫 번째
ये
맵에서
elevated पता है कोड मास्टर लग रहा है वर्ल्ड कप बेस्ट कोडर अरे मेरे को तो वो हैकर की तरह लग रहा है जो बोला था ना कि ये एफबीआई सबको एफबीआई या कोई था बेसिकली वो सबको मॉनिटर कर रहा है ये करके जो एक्सपोज कर दिया था उसकी तरह लग रहा है
해보니까 이제 별 다른 건 없더라고.
별 다른 건 없다.
팀에서 이제 세컨드 콜 같은 걸 잘해줘가지고
네.
게임하기 편한 것 같아.
그러니까 세컨드 콜이라는 게 좀
IGL 다음 게임에 지금 가야 된다.
알겠습니다. So I think it does not change a lot of things, but still he's a good member of our team. He does a lot of second call, which is very good for him to get a lot of information in the game. So he thinks it's very cool to be with him in our team, in the same team.
Nice.
Awesome.
I have one more question for him. He was playing duelist for most of his time in China, and now he's had a role change. He's playing the Cypher. And he's only played it for a short time. How has the change been for him? Is he already feeling that he can do this better?
중국에 있을 때 타격대로 계속 플레이를 하셨잖아요. 근데 이제 이 짧은 시간 동안 타격대에 좀 이제 롤 체인징을 좀 했었어야 되는데 지금 뭐 기분은 어떻고 좀 이 어떤 메타에 좀 잘 적응할 수 있었던 것 같은지 물어보네요.
사실 아직까지도 그 감시자의 적응을 잘 하지 못해서 최대한 적응하려고 노력 중이에요. 지금 메타로 봤을 때는 저에게는 그나마 총 쏠 수 있는 기회가 그나마 있는 것 같아서 좋은 것 같아요.
알겠습니다.
इंग्लिश बोझना बोझे কিন্তু বলতে অনেকটা অসুবিধা
He's actually getting hang of things as playing Cypher.
and he's doing like he's putting most of this effort on
দেখা যাক আজকের
this
মধ্যে
kind of
ম্যাচ
cipher
হবে না
things, and he thinks
যদি না হয়
he
we'll
feels good
take
about
it
it
off
playing
for today
cipher most
for not
likely.
for
Yeah.
today আমি আবার রাতে আসবো
All right, nice.
I just
Elevated, you
wanted
have any
to
questions?
stream this match but let's see
Are you gonna have a celebratory dinner, and what are you gonna eat tonight?
아 오늘 저녁 어떤 거 드시는지. 케밥이긴 하거든요.
케밥 먹는답니다. 케밥.
All right, so we're gonna go for kebab. Yeah.
Nice,
Before he goes,
Very good.
anything he wants to say to the fans who are watching him right now?
아 그리고 팬들한테 이제 하고 싶은 말씀.
G fighting বল
오늘 비록 첫 맵에서
বলুন
아슬아슬하게 이겼지만 다음 경기부터는 준비 제대로 해서 쉽게 이길 수 있도록 하겠습니다.
All right, so the first match was really close, but he's gonna do his best to own the every other teams as much as possible.
Let's go. That's my goat.
All right. All right. Thank you so much, Urotan. Thank you so much. All the best for next matches. See you.
다음 경기도 잘하시길 바란다고 합니다. All right, he said thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. He's such a sweet kid, right? You can clearly see that he is, he's shy to talk on camera, but clearly in the server, he will pop your head off.
He's actually the biggest troll on the team. You guys might not know that, but he's that guy that will. The probably shouldn't leak too much, but he's that guy. We'll be in a scrim sometimes, and we'll have clearly won a round. It'll be like a 5v1. The guy's on classic or something like that, and Yuta will run up behind Kelly and shoot, and Kelly will freak out because he thinks somebody's run up behind him, and So he's the guy that's always trolling people. But yeah, he's a good kid.
I mean, I really wish we can see that side of his personality, and hopefully we're able to capture it in the videos that we have with the team coming up in the week. So if you want to see the troll Yurotan, you guys need to subscribe, watch every single thing that comes up. But hey, ladies and gentlemen, we've spoken to the player who did have a great impact on this game. Let's talk to the coach, shall we, who kind of orchestrated the confidence for his team right before they settled in. Sunset was 13-4, and of course, a big hand of that goes to Juby. So let's have him on the segment. Juby, how was the second game?
I told you I was going to go better, and it did. So, maybe confidence isn't all fake, And yeah, I mean, the biggest thing is, we played more confident. We weren't afraid to make plays. The biggest thing in this game is you have to be the one to make plays, not the one to let people make plays on you.
Yeah, well, there was a lot of confidence that was executed in that first round itself. Even though you guys did take up a bit of space, that OG were trying to again be that proactive self. But this time, it was really, really clear that you guys were in control in terms of reading what they were going to do. So how did that work? Was that you telling a little bit? Was it Kelly mostly?
No, it's all Kelly. I mean, I can't say nothing in the middle of the game. So that's all Kelly making the reads. It's all our team giving him the information. Udatan calling out, "Hey, Cypher's A, come back to A," stuff like that. It's a team effort for sure.
Elevate, you got any questions for him?
I mean, I guess the main question would just be like the tempo changes. I mean, how proud of Kelly are you? I mean, I was proud. I felt like a proud father. I was like, he's reading this game perfectly right now.
Yeah, he did really good, and that's something he's going to keep getting better at as he sort of gets an idea of how I think the game should be played, how we think the game should be played, and he's getting better every day. We talked about Friday, I think, or Thursday it was technically, was like our best day of practice yet, and that came down to a lot to having Kelly having good reads and sort of getting an idea of how he wants to call. And what works best for us, right? Every team is different.
That's really great to hear as well, because I genuinely, I feel like he kind of, first game, like even if Yudo mentioned that he was kind of nervous, I feel like that was kind of, it was there for the entire team as well. But the second game, they kind of came into their own. And he just mentioned as well, right? He's going through his role change, but he's still really strong on that cipher as well. What have you told him about playing this role? That he's gotten it so well already. He's got great timings, the pressure that's created by him mid-round as well. Really good. What advice have you given him?
I'm just constantly like fixing mistakes, constantly trying to work on them in his timing, constantly working on, hey, you shouldn't go then, bait these guys, you know, like you're allowed to bait now. You're allowed to be bait, you know, just and don't be afraid to take ones. If they give you a one, take it. You know what I mean? As defense, you're not supposed to give people a 1v1. So if they're giving you a 1v1, take it. Udaton has such a game, you guys can see. And like I know you know, even on top of that, Patrick didn't play as well as you know as I've been hyping him up, bro. But I'm hyping up Udaton just as much, and we can see what Udaton can do. So I'm promise you, throughout the season, you guys will see both of those kids popping off like crazy.
Yeah, honestly, both of them have been really great, and even of course, we have more to look forward to in the next couple of days. So we're gonna have to continue this conversation as and when we see more and more, teams come up, and of course, more maps played by G, so we can see what is the pool of skill that you guys have cooked up in the last couple of weeks. Dewey, thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow. All the best.
Adios, boys.
Chalo guys, I think that's the end.
All right. Well, we've secured Series 1 for day 1. We've got another game coming up tomorrow, Elevated. How are you feeling at the end of the day? How are you feeling? Are you confident for tomorrow a lot more, or what are you looking forward to?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely feels good to get the first game out of the way, because like, you know, I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, I had butterflies for that first game. Like all the players were nervous, but now we're feeling pretty ready to take on the next team. And also, I want to quickly say shout out to OG for being the first team to step up. They put up a really good fight, map number 1. They put up a good fight in map number 2, and so we really appreciate them as an org, like playing these show matches for us. It's very important for us to get these games and this experience, and so it means a lot for the teams that are willing to step up and play us.
Indeed, all my friends who were there at OG, you guys did a really great job. Map 1 could have almost won it, just 1 or 2 little tweaks here and there. Maybe you guys have it in your upcoming season as well. All the best to you guys for VCL SA 2025, as we are going to be watching you. I know I'm going to be watching you there. And yeah, well, ladies and gentlemen, we have, of course, come to the end of today's match. We've got so much more to look forward to. And I feel like now is the time to kind of, say goodbye to everybody, as, we have got things to do, stuff to prepare. But yeah, Elevated, any last thoughts?
Keep it together, universe. Keep it together, man.
Any last thoughts before we head out for the day?
Honestly, it was just really fun working with you. I'm glad I got to cast some Valorant again, and I had a great time. Yeah, it was a little awkward casting my own team, but I think you carried me, so I appreciate it.
I don't know, man, you did really well. Your insights onto the game are absolutely great. I think a lot of people understand a lot better as to what happens in the team, especially when it's your own, right? So you're able to tell that this was the plan, this was not the plan, this is how we're supposed to go, this is what we have to fix and stuff like that. But honestly, been a great day. A lot of things that I got to learn from you. So thank you so much, Elevated, for joining me. And tomorrow, once again, ladies and gentlemen, 2 p.m. We're going to be right back here. 2 p.m. IST, that is for you. If you're living in a different time zone, 2 p.m. IST right here at Global Esports' channels. You will find everything. Follow them on Twitter, Instagram, everything. If you don't...
So hello guys. That makes end of our stream for today. But let's see what needs to be done. And maybe we can wait tomorrow 2 p.m. IST. As Universe said, let's meet tomorrow 2 p.m. IST. Till that time, see you guys. Bye bye. Sayonara. See you.